Good morning, all of you. In the last lecture, we will start our syllabus, and in last lecture, we studied introduction about microcontroller 8051 and comparison between microprocessor and microcontroller and some features, and we studied the comparison between von Neumann architecture and Harvard architecture. We also studied uh, program memory and and data memory uh, in case of microcontroller and microprocessor. What about program memory and uh, data memory organization? And right now we will study the pin diagram of 8051. Okay, so see the pin diagram. The pin number 1, it is the 40 pin IC. It is the uh, Intel IC, Intel 8051. It is same as the 8031 IC. Pin number 1, pin number 1 to 8, it is the port 1. It is for port 1, and pin number 1 is port 1.0, the 0th bit of port 1. Pin number 2, 1 bit of port 1, like that. And pin number 9 is reset pin, RST. Pin number 10 is pin number 10 to pin number 70. These are the multifunction pin. It is used for the port 3, and also pin number 10 used for reception receiver, and pin number 11 for transmitter, pin number 12 for INT 0, it is the interrupt bar, pin number 13, it is INT 1 bar, pin number 14 T0, pin number 15 for T1, pin number 16 WR bar, pin number 17 RD bar. These are the port 3. Pin number 10 to 17 are the multifunction pin. These are the this indicates both function for port 3 and transmission, reception, and these are because it is multifunction pin. Next, pin number 18 is it is crystal 2 XTAL2. Pin number 20 is XTAL1, and pin number 19 is the XTAL1, and pin number 20 is a ground. And see the from pin number 21 to pin number 28, it is also are the multifunction pin. It is used for from 21 to 28. These are used for port 2, and it is also used for higher address lines. Okay, higher address lines. Pin number 29 is for PSEN bar. We will see later on what is the full form of PSEN bar. And pin number 30 ALE. Pin number 30 to pin number 38. Pin number 30 is used for ALE slash prog bar, and pin number 31 is EA bar slash VPP, and pin number 32 to pin number 39, it is used for port 0, and it also used for uh, lower order address bus, and it is multifunction pin, and it is lower order address bus. It is used for lower order address bus as well as the data bus. Okay, from pin number in descending order 39 to 32. These are the in this pin port 0 is present from ascending order. Okay, and from pin number 40 has a VCC. In this pin diagram. Pin number 20 is the ground and pin number 40 is the VCC. It operates on 5 volt only. So let us see the function about each pin. So pin out description will be there. Let us see. So pin number 1 to 8. Pin number 1 to 8. See, port 1. Each of these pins can be configured as an input and or an output. This in port 1, each pins are configured as input or an output pin. Okay. So pin number 9 is for RST. What is meant by RST? A logic 1 on this pin disables the microcontroller and clear the content of most register. In other words, the positive voltage on this pin reset the controller. By applying logic 0 to this pin, the program starts execution from the beginning. In the RST indicate that is reset. So on this pin, if 1 is applied, logic high is applied, then the microcontroller clears the register, most of the register in data for initialize the registers. RST pin is used to initialize the registers, most of the registers of microcontroller. Okay, if positive voltage is applied to this pin, the microcontroller will reset, and if zero logic is applied to this pin, so program start execution from the beginning. Clear? So pin number 10 to 17 has port 3 similar to port 1. Each of these pins can be served as general input or output. Beside, all of them have alternative functions. Port 3 pin has same functions like port 1. Each pin use either input or output port. Beside of this, these pins are the multi-function pin. Okay, these pins are the multi-functions pin. Okay, then we will see what happened pin number 10. So pin number 10 is the RXT pin, that is serial asynchronous communication input or serial synchronous communication output. It is used for the receiver. It is used for serial asynchronous communication input or serial synchronous communication output. Okay. Then pin number 11 is used for transmission, serial asynchronous communication output or serial synchronous communication clock output. Clear? Then pin number 12 is INT0, that is interrupt 0 input. It is active low interrupt. On this INT0 on this line, that means if 0 logic is present or that means INT0, that is interrupt 0 is enabled. Interrupt is coming from the IO device. Okay, so pin number 13 is the INT1, that is interrupt 1 input. Then it is also active low input. And pin number 14 is T0, that is counter 0 clock input. Pin number 15 is the T1, that is counter 1 clock input. Pin number 16 is the active low write to external, that is additional RAM. These are the WR bar and RD bar, the active low. That means pin number 16 has a write to external RAM. It is used for, it is the control signal to write. It is active low control signal. If 0 is present in that line, that means it will write the external RAM. Okay, WR bar is the control signal. And pin number 17 is the RD bar. So it is active low RD RD read from the external RAM. It reads the data from the external RAM. Okay. That means 0 on this line is the control signal uh, given to microcontroller. In that way, if RD bar is 0, then the data from the external RAM is read. Okay. Data can be read from external RAM. Pin 18 and pin 19 are the XTAL2 and XTAL1 is for the oscillator input. It is for oscillator input. It generates the clock cycle. It generates the clock signal. It is used for generating the clock input. Okay. It is it is oscillator input. In that input there is a crystal oscillator or crystal oscillator is connected. That's why it generates the clock pulses. Pin number 20 is a ground, that is GND. Pin number 21 to 28, it is for port 2. If there is no intention to use external memory, then these port pins are configured as general input output. See, if there is no intention of there is no use of external memory, then these ports are configured as input output. Okay. In case of external memory is used, the higher address byte, that is addresses from A8 to A15, will appear on this port. If external memory is used, then these lines, because these lines are the multifunction lines, these lines are used as a higher order address byte, that is A8 to A15 will appear on this port. Okay. Even though memory with capacity of 64 kilobyte is not used, even though the capacity of memory is not 64 kilobyte, because it is a 8 bit. Okay. Which means that not all 8 ports bits are used for this addressing. That means all the 8 ports, which means A8 to A15, that lines are not all are used for the addressing. Okay. The rest of them are not available as a input output. If some lines are available for address, okay, then rest of the lines are not available for input output port. Clear? So pin number 29 is used for PSEN. It is active low signal. PSEN means program strobe enable. If external ROM is used for storing program, then a logic 0 appears on it every time the microcontroller reads a byte from memory. Okay. It is used for the external ROM used for storing data. If logic 0 is appear on this line, so every time microcontroller read the byte from that memory. Okay. So pin number 30 is the ALE. ALE is address latch enable pin. It means if one is on this pin, it means address on AD0 to AD7. That means AD0 to AD7 is the multiplex line, right? That means if one is present, then address on that line are be lower order. It is the lower order address bus. Address will be transferred to external, right? If 0 is applied, then data is present on AD0 to AD7 line. Okay. Pin number 31 is the EA, that is enable address. It indicates the presence of external energy, external memory. Sorry, what happened? Let us see. It is EA. EA EA means external access. Okay, EA bar, it is active low signal. It indicates the presence of external memory. If 0 is present in on that line, it means it indicates the presence of external memory or use. Pin number 32 to 39 is used for port 0, similar to port 2. It is also multi function pins, and it is a, as we see, it is a higher, okay, it is a higher byte address. It is used for higher byte address also. And port, it is port 0, sorry, pin number 32 to 39, port 0, similar to port 2. That means it is lower order address bus. Clear? And pin number 40 is a VCC. VCC is 5 volt power supply. This IC is operated on 5 volt power supply only. Right? So let us see the what is the block diagram. Block diagram of 8051 microcontroller. Simple block diagram. And architectural block diagram is different. And this block diagram is a functional block diagram. So let us see about the functional diagram of microcontroller 8051. In that, which blocks are present? So there is the interrupt controller, central processing unit, oscillator circuit, external interrupts, program memory, that is 4K, RAM 28 byte, and the timer. These are the two timers, timer 0 and timer 1, which contains counter inputs, and control bus, 4 IO ports, port 0, port 1, port 2, port 3, each has the 8 byte. It has one byte, there are 4 byte. Port 0 has a 1 byte, port 1 has a 1 byte, port 3 has a 2 has 1 byte, and these pins are port 0, port 1, and these are the bidirectional ports, and it is connected to serial port, that is TDX and RDX. Okay, this is a functional block diagram. So let us see the function about the block. The Intel 8051 contains two separate buses for both program and data, because 8051 has contained two separate buses for program and data, because it constructed in according to Harvard architecture. In that, program memory and data memory are separated. So it has two distinctive memory spaces. So it has two distinctive memory spaces of 64 kilobyte, kilo into 8 size, that is 64 kilobyte, that is 64 into 8 size for both program and data. Okay, so it is based on an 8-bit central processing unit with an 8-bit accumulator and another 8-bit B register as a main processing block. It contains 8-bit CPU with 8-bit accumulator and 8-bit special purpose register in the main processing block, register B. Okay, other portion of the architecture includes in few 8 bits and 16-bit registers and 8-bit memory. The other portion of architecture include few 8-bit registers, 16-bit registers, and 8-bit memory locations. Okay, then further, it has some amount of RAM data built in a device for internal processing. The some amount of RAM data is used for device for internal processing. Okay, this area is used for a stack operation and temporary storage of data. It will see in detail for internal RAM in internal RAM structure later on. So next is a 8051 is supported with on-chip peripheral functions like IO port. 8051 support on-chip peripheral functions like IO port, timer, counter, serial communication, etc. So let us see about function about the main blocks, the central processing unit. The CPU is the brain of microcontroller, expected task reading users program and executing the as per instruction stored in it. So CPU is the brain of controller. It expected the task reading users program and executing as per the instruction and stored in it. This is the function of CPU. And next is its primary elements are accumulator, stack pointer, program counter, program status word, data pointer, and few more 8-bit registers. So the primary elements of the CPU are the accumulator, that is AC, stack pointer ASP, program counter PC, program status word PSW, data pointer DPTR, and few 8-bit registers, few more 8-bit registers. So what is about arithmetic logical unit? The ALU. So ALU, arithmetic logical unit. The arithmetic logical unit perform the computing functions. It include the accumulator, temporary register, arithmetic and logical unit. ALU unit perform all arithmetic and logical functions, and it includes accumulator, temporary register, arithmetic and logical circuits. Okay, the temporary register is used to hold the data during the arithmetic and logic operation. The temporary registers are used to hold the data during arithmetic and logical operation. Okay, the result is stored in the accumulator register. In case of ALU, accumulator is one of the operand for used for multiplication, addition, division, and other. And when arithmetic logical operations are performed, then the result is temporarily stored in accumulator. Okay. Then we will see what is accumulator. The accumulator register, that is ACC or A, acts as the operand register in case of some instructions. So accumulator is acts as the operand register in case of some arithmetic and logical operations. Okay, this may either be implicit or specified in the instruction. This may be either be in instruction itself. That's why it is called implicit or specified in instruction, or sometimes it is specified in instruction, right? Just like instruction CMA, that is complement accumulator, it is implicit, and ANA, that is and accumulator, like that. The accumulator register has been allotted on an address in the on-chip special function register bank. Accumulator has a address allotted in on-chip special function register bank. Okay, so later on we will see the actual architectural block diagram of 8051. So let us we stop here.